Hello, hello, hello. My name is NicholassRivas, and I talk about politics and stuff. But today we're going to be talking about some more fun topics. UFC. With all the craziness coming up into the UFC cards and everything that's going on, I had to talk about UFC 281. It's one of my most hyped cards. Other than the Islam fight, I definitely feel that this is going to be a pretty good banger. I mean, you have Michael Chandler, you got Dan Hooker, you got the whole hood. You know, everyone's on this motherfucker. So I definitely think this is going to be a pretty tight card. I think you're going to get some good people on it. You're definitely going to get some good matches. But I definitely think that I have some pretty well set predictions. I don't want to completely feel. I feel confident. I don't even know why I'm posting back on this. I feel confident. This is how I feel. I think we're gonna start off with Michael Chandler versus Dustin Poirier. I think Michael Chandler is gonna win. I think Michael Chandler is going to find his wrestling and basically take it from there. I mean, that's all he must do, because Dustin Poirier will piece him up on standing. I don't see he has a chance there. I love young Mike, man. That's my boy. But he's not the best striker. And he knows that. He can knock people out, but Dustin Poirier is a different beast when it comes to striking. So will we see that side of Michael Chandler come out where he needs to wrestle? Most likely. I'm fairly confident that will occur. He's already said it. He's already said that he's okay. I think in the past fights he was willing to kind of throw out any game plan because he wanted to make a barn burner. He wanted to make this crazy fight. So I can see a world where Michael Chandler is kind of like, no, I want a title shot. I want a title picture. I'm not going to get this if we keep playing these like crazy barn burner fights. And even that being said, I'd still see him fighting his heart out and making a great statement because he's just a really fun fighter. But I also love Dustin. But I feel confident enough to say that I can see Michael Chandler being a little bit more cautious with his fights and really putting in what he has to. But we'll definitely see what occurs. I don't think it's gonna be as clear cut as I feel with these other fights. But we'll see how it goes. But all that being said, I want to see Chandler win. So great time, great card, all that. Also, I want to mention Dan Hooker. I don't know too much about Hooker. His most previous fights, I really have not paid much attention, if any. So I don't think he's going to win, but I'm also going just because he's on a losing skid. Like, I don't really know much about the guy. So no disrespect to him. Hope he does good, but I don't know much about him or the other guys, so that's why I didn't mention it. The other fight is Zhang Weili versus oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking on Carla Esparza. Oh man, I'm not even trying to be mean about her, man. She's boring with that last fight. Like, that last fight really left a bad taste. I still think that's a very casual opinion to just crap on her, even though she's had this really great career. She's fought some great fights. To knock her out because of this one fight is really showing the UFC's, the funness about the UFC cards is that these people are, they have the memory of a goldfish. Like, there's one bad fight and everyone just throws them out the window. I see a world where you have Carla really put up a good fight, maybe through her wrestling, maybe through her, I don't know, I want to say her strikes are pretty decent. I mean, she's not a bad striker per se. I want to see her fight this tight fight, but I think Zhang Weili is the better fighter, and I think Zhang Weili is going to take it very decisively, especially too with how she went against Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who beat her already. So I'm not crazy in thinking this. This is just what I think most people feel, that Zhang Weili is going to take it, and I feel like decisively she's going to just take it. Then we got what I'm excited for the most, the main card, IZZY versus Alex Pereira. So the reason I think that as the fights go on, the more confident I feel. And for the longest time, I was thinking, like, as from Chandler to Zhang's fight to now this one, I feel like I just keep getting more confident in my picks. I think Israel Adesanya is a different fighter than he was all those years ago. Same with Alex. I think Alex was in his youngin days learning, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think also Israel has been tested and has a better IQ as of late. And I think he is going to feel humbled to step in with Alex and realize his mistakes. Whereas Alex, he might have a chip on his shoulder. And that's one of the most dangerous things to have. Now, I think Alex is a beast. When I see him, I remember first initially seeing him in the UFC and going, yeah, this guy's going to beat Izzy. But as time's going on, he seems way too comfy. And you know, maybe you got to be when you're that damn good, because he's good. He's good. He's a beast. But Izzy, even though I'm a fan, Izzy is a fighter who I think has been really put to the test with many of his fights and has really done good, proving that he can stand with the best. I mean, he fought against the one and only Robert Whittaker, the god of middleweight. And I don't think Alex could fight Robert Whittaker. I think Robert Whittaker would beat Alex. I don't think Alex is a bad fighter. If anything, he is probably the best. But I also see a world where he doesn't do as good as people are gonna think he is. But I'm saying this as a guy who first, when he saw him, I was like, man, this guy's he's gonna win. So I could be wrong. I could be talking out of my ass, but I just feel pretty confident in this, that I don't see Izzy not learning from his mistakes. I can't see that. I can see Alex becoming adaptive to Izzy, but if we're talking about points, Izzy's gonna take it by points. Like, I just don't get how that's crazy to think. And I feel more and more confident as the days go by. Now watching, I'm gonna be nervous as hell. But I think I think my biases are showing, and I want Izzy to win. But I also think I have made a pretty good standing of why I believe that. It's not just me being a goofy goof. Like, I think he's a damn good fighter who deserves his I don't know. He's battle tested for a reason. So, you know, we'll see how it all goes. I don't think there's a world where Izzy is not going to learn from these mistakes, but, you know, I also thought Charles was going to win and Kamaru was going to win. Man, all these champions are losing. So, yeah, it is what it is. But I think it's a good end here. Those are my predictions. Yabba dabba doo, gabba goo.